Ladies and gentlemen, I love the Nintendo Switch 2. Not in a romantic way. Maybe. I'm just playing. What the hell am I talking about? Hold on now. I love the Switch 2. I have massive hands, right? It's better with the Switch 2 than it was with the Switch, but still playing handheld on the Switch 2 for about 30 minutes or more, it does get a little uncomfortable. So I was thinking, is there something that's better than the Switch 2 Joycons? And this right here, this may be the answer. This is a Hyperion 3 by NYXI. I think that's how it's pronounced. They sent this over for me to review, and I think I'm pleasantly surprised. So let's just go check this out, and then I'll give you my final thoughts, as well as some promo codes to save some money. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's start checking out this Hyperion 3 controller. Well, I guess would they technically be called Joycon 2s. So you can see it has Hall effect joysticks, a really cool 9-axis gyroscope D-pad, which sounds pretty fancy. You can see some buttons, some extra buttons, and it looks like a premium product, at least on the outside looking in. So whenever you finally open the box up, it comes with like this little booklet, which is, you know, it's cool. Comes with some extra stuff, I'm sure, for the warranty, and then also some instructions, but I never really read the instructions unless I get lost because I like to do this on my own. It comes with a charger as well, and then it comes with the actual, I guess it's called a magnetic split controller, but I'm going to keep calling them Joycons. So right away in my hand, it feels like a very premium product, and it's really comfortable. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying the Switch 2 Joycons are not comfortable, but what I am saying is this is very comfortable. And sometimes, I'm not going to mention any companies specifically, but sometimes you'll get some of these third-party controllers or Joycons, and they look nice, and they might work, but as soon as you get them in your hands, it just feels like cheap plastic or hollow, or there's always something that's amiss, right? This one feels really, really good. So you can see them compared side by side, and while they're about the same height, I guess, maybe the Hyperions are a tiny bit taller. Man, the Hyperion one is a chunky little fellow, right? It's just so crazy because the Switch 2 Joy-Con compared to the Switch Joy-Con was already bigger. This makes it wider. How far are we gonna go, right? Can we make one even taller and wider? As you can see on the inside though, where it connects to the actual Switch 2, it's 100% the same thing. The only thing that is missing is the camera for mouse controls. So these in fact do not have mouse controls, and I don't think they ever said that they did have mouse controls or anything. And to be honest, I have never used mouse controls a single time on my Switch 2. I know people do enjoy it, so just keep in mind, if you're looking for a controller replacement or something different that has mouse controls, this controller does not have that. Now the left one is a little bit more interesting because of the D-pad, or, you know, on the Switch 2 Joy-Con, the lack of a D-pad. I hate that Nintendo keeps doing this. During the Switch generation, I bought like the D-pad controller by Hori. This one, the Hyperion, is awesome because it comes with, like, I guess the same one from the Xbox controllers, the series controllers, which I'm a huge fan of. Now, while I was recording this, I didn't see until I boxed everything up and put everything away, but they actually included another replacement D-pad, which is just like the 4-sided one, like the regular one. So it comes with 2 D-pads that you can interchange. The top buttons, they feel good. The back one though, what is that? ZL, ZR? I can never remember. ZL, I think? Yeah, that one has a lot more give. Maybe because it's bigger, but it actually goes down a lot farther. But everything, at least from right now, man, very high quality. You know, this is me not using it on my Switch 2 yet, but first impressions, it feels pretty good. And I will say this, I've been sent some other controllers so far, and I tell companies like, look, I'm not going to make a video about it unless I actually like it. So you probably haven't seen any of those because I didn't like any of them yet. And spoiler warning, because you're seeing this video, I was pretty impressed by this one, right? And it feels really good to snap on magnetically as well. Like, the quality is there. So this is me playing around in Mario Kart World, a game I really don't ever play around in, but I thought this was actually the perfect game to test this out in, for a couple reasons, right? One, those back buttons I was pretty curious about because they're a little bit bigger, like how would drifting feel? And it feels good. I think maybe just because the buttons are bigger, like it's easier for your finger to land on it, and yeah, they just feel good in hand. And you know, it's too early to say, but I think if I were to play my Switch 2 for multiple hours, I don't think my hand would actually cramp, which is a good thing. Oh yeah, in the back it has like that little pattern. I always say it's like carbon fiber or something, but I like that texture. It just feels good in your hands. And maybe it even like allows your hand not to sweat as much or something. I don't know if that's true, but in my head, that's actually canon, right? Now, one thing right away, the joysticks feel good, like really good, and they're Hall effect. And you know, maybe on the Switch, I think the Hall effect would be a little bit more important or more of a wow factor because drift was so prevalent over there. Me personally, I've never had drift on the Switch 2. I don't know anybody who has had it. I'm sure people have. So Hall effect isn't like the biggest wow factor, at least currently, but I do know people really enjoy it. So I guess it's better to have it than not have it, if that makes sense. But at the same time, it's just like, yeah, that's just another thing to check off a box. Now, right here, I am purposely crashing as much as possible. And you're probably like, yeah, sure. But what I'm trying to hear is the actual vibration in the controllers. In the Switch 2, I think it's called HD Rumble. This is one of the things I noticed that is different, is the actual rumble. I didn't realize I had a huge glare on the Switch 2 the whole time. Sorry. But let me play some 2D Super Mario just with a D-pad, which it looks like I've never played Mario a day in my life, but I promise I'm just focusing on the controller. And yeah, it feels great. I'm sure if I tested it on like a fighting game or something where you needed that D-pad like input to be precise, I'd be able to tell better. But yeah, the D-pad feels great, you know what I mean? And it's the one thing I thought that was going to be fine no matter what. Now when it is connected to the little, whatever the middle thing is called, I keep forgetting, it does feel pretty loose, right? Like on the Switch 2 one, there's no give. Like I'm not worried about the Joy-Cons popping off, but on the Hyperion one, it does feel like it could come off. So here's me setting up the Hyperion to the Switch 2 Joy-Con to the Switch Joy-Con. And you can see the size is quite different, right? Especially if you're going from the Switch Joy-Con to the Hyperion. It looks like the Hyperion one ate the Switch Joy-Con. So yeah, it's quite a beefy little bastard, if you will. And to be honest, it's probably what a lot of people are looking for. So yeah, it feels pretty good. So yeah, all things considered, I think this is a pretty good replacement for the Switch 2 Joy-Cons, right? I'm not saying it's better, but I think it's a great alternative, if that makes sense. Especially for somebody like me who has really big hands. Like, yes, the Switch 2 Joy-Cons are better, but they still get a little bit uncomfortable. There is some things I like better about the Switch 2 Joy-Cons, and then there is some things I like better about this, especially that D-pad, man. That D-pad. What are we doing here? So if you're interested in this, or any of their other products, you can use my promo code ROBOT at checkout and you will save 25%. So I'll put that promo code in the description. I'll put a link in the description so you can check out all their products. Yeah, I think I would give this a solid 8 out of 10. I think I can personally recommend it. But as always, let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments. And remember, if you made it all the way to this part of the video, just do your boy a favor and hit that like and subscribe on the way out. And you guys know me, I'll see you very soon with a new video. Peace.